So let's go to our next story, which is Saudi Aramco. So the biggest IPO in history. Every bank wants a part of it. But I was interested to see it was like the boutique banks get the lead, right? But now it's like the secondaries that we have to be into?
That's exactly right. So we already have Lazard and Moelis. Big win for Lazard, by the way. Apparently Aramco was really happy with how they managed the bond offering earlier this year, which was oversubscribed, which is a good thing for investor interest this time around, because if Aramco does get what it wants, $100 billion in proceeds, potential $2 trillion valuation, it would be a big coup for a lot of these banks, which, by the way, there was also a story that said that the banks were not sure whether it was worth the pain. Remember, this was supposed to happen late last year, and it's already been delayed.
But I love that this is so big that you have to have some banks to manage the selection of the underwriting process and then sort of supervise the other banks. But I love that you call it the Hunger Games, because can you imagine if you're JP Morgan or Morgan Stanley and you're not on this IPO? I mean, talk about the pain and suffering, and they might yank it away yet again, just given where the oil markets are right now. But still, you've got to play. You've got to try to get your name in there and try to get a piece of this.
Speaking of boutiques, Lazard and Moelis are on this time around, except Evercore was on before. And so really, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, working on the bond offering, working with them since 2016, really, or the last couple of years, for the last set of the potential IPO that didn't happen yet. It's tough to not get it this time around and lead.
Yeah, not to mention what that does with fees then. Like if you have all this competition, like great, you're on it, but like what are your fees now?
Well, that was the point of the story that happened a while ago, and Dinesh Nair out of London has been covering a lot of this for a long time for us. Do you want to be on this kind of smaller retainer for a deal that's just delayed for so long? I think there's this great hope now that this will happen on the timeline that it says it will.